sit, the down, and the stand still, where the dog betters his situation with food. So the consequence for doing is we will see food. The consequence for not doing is no food for the moment. Later, when the dog is not doing what he can do very well, he must receive a correction, and that correction must make him faster and even more confident. That's the idea of top training. So create hope, and due to the hope we make him tough, and due to his toughness he will take later the punishments like he must be. Very important is the verbal command. The dog must understand: sit down, stand still, with your hands like that, with your hand like that, in every position that you are so whatever. Sit down, stand still is very important. And of course this is without motion. Later it's in motion. That's a 30-point exercise. Separately from this, what did we do? We trained the heeling. What did we do in the heeling? We did not speak. The dog by accident was on our left side and by accident did look up. That we clicked and then he received something. This is the spontaneous behavior, which for the moment you have food in your hand and the dog only follows your hand when he wants. So you lure him in the exercise. It's a beginning, but very quick you must go away from that. And then when he goes spontaneously up with his head and you have a little bit eye contact, then comes the click, and then he can go out of behavior, no problem, and then you give food. Okay? The click means perfect, job done. Or the click means perfect, stay in your job, food comes to you. But it's always the finish the job that gives the most explosive dogs.
In this, is it possible for me to do click, stay in your behavior, and
yes,
yes,
that's what I do.
That is the
release.
Release
yes,
that
yes.
Okay, job done.
Yes, and you can tell him click perfect, job is done, go out of, and then is the big expectation, and then you can throw a ball or give a handful of food or go in another pocket and give beverage with a little bit Caro juice. They love that. Dogs, or they sell that salmon oil. Poof, crazy on that. Click, and then stop. Poop. Click announces finished. The stay in your job signal must give concentration. The finish signal must create motivation. And it's the balance from those two things that will make you very successful, you know. So I always have moments that I say stay in behavior with yeah, and I've always moments that I say come out of behavior. And for me, I need a lot of come out of behavior, because I think most men have a little bit more dominance than women, and it opens the dog more.
Okay.
For example, when I took over 1 year from Michael, he was trained to be submissive. The lady trained submissiveness of the dog. And I told to my daughter, you must do the opposite. You must put something in your pocket that he likes and let him come and let him steal it. And let him steal the money of the bank. It will give him the hooligan feeling. And now Michael still does that. The dog thing in the pocket, release, he goes in, and sometimes she let him do. It's just the game. The game is take my money. He becomes very frustrated due to that, and that's the dopamine giver. And we must accept that. If you don't accept that, that's the real kick. Okay?
Yeah.
That means that later you have something in your pocket, but you say, and then he must get it. You don't take it out. That means that, for example, you can learn him today, this will be lower, and you can steal it, and then you do as if you don't like, you pull him a little bit away, but you let him win. This is that makes him strong. That's like if you have a little kid of 5-year-old, you say, okay, sonny boy, now today I'm going to teach you boxing. Here are the gloves. There's 2 ways. You put the little guy down with a KO, that guy will never become a boxer. Or you let him hit Papa a little bit and Papa falls down. You must be able to play a little bit role game of, you hit me hard. With the little dog is the same. That gives them the good feeling. And women are good at that game. We men are not good at that. But that's why women always have the problem of they don't have hierarchy enough later. You must find a good balance in those two things, you know. It's very important. So in the heeling also, he's looking up, boom. Now, I think that with a shepherd, the heeling with the head at the perfect, so
Yeah.
the head to there, but he must stay in the axe. In
Straight.
the axe, you work at that, it's no problem. Once you understand something, then you can do something else. When there's a lot of hope, you can flank him and he will stay in that line to receive the money of the bank, and that's very important to understand. So people go too much to perfect techniques, and then, well, the dog is not tough enough. And that's why if you have two boxes, I will get one. Sorry that I go out of your picture. There and go there. But
Aha.
you see, this is too high for the little dog, because first he will do this, first he will do that, he will back up, and then he must go through that, boom, and come in the heeling position. And then you say here, then he must come in the garage and do this. What do most dogs do? First they do that. Half shit.
Yeah.
You know why? Because people with their hand, they do this. And they never reward the dog there. You must reward the dog at the farthest place, reward him. And when he likes to come there, then you give him a reward there, beside you.
So two rewards.
Two rewards, yes.
First phase you train there.
He's there, say first, then he comes, for example, you want the flip in, you lure him there, and at the farthest point, you food him, you give him food, and then a second one there. People never do that. People only give food there, and that's why the dog does this. First, that's it. Why should he go? There must be a reason to come here, for the reward here. And then I turn around. And then Raf, you have the dogs that from Foos to here, the same thing. Then they do half a job. In this system, he must come and come in the garage. That's the nice thing. And I add the right position there. Foos, achter. Here. Foos. In the boxes. Boom. 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 And later I add my bamboos. Foos. A little tap. Boom. I learn them to accept the bamboos in the work, and later my bamboos are an invisible box. The bamboos are in front of me, 2 sticks, and the 2 sticks makes the same feeling for the dog. So in the beginning I work with visible, no moving fences, they don't move. Later I go to visible moving fences, and later I have the invisible electronic fences.
Yeah.
That has the same result in that exercise. And that brings clearness to a dog. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. And hey, dog training is nothing else than the story of the bear dancing. I did told you the story of the bear dancing? I ever told it?
No.
In the old days they did learn the bears dancing. The gypsies did that. And then they went to a crowd where there was a lot of people, and then they played Tchaikovsky music, and then the bears start dancing. 30 seconds, as long as the music was going on. And then the guys that trained the bear went around with their head for money. And they were telling people, we have a musical bred bear, breeded bear. Well, no, the only thing they did is they had a marker board, and the bear only received food when he was on the marker board. So they created a big hope, and everything. Big guy was hungry, he was running to the marker board. Hey Bimbo, come and give me food. So they created months and months of hope. When the hope was very big, then they created a little bit purgatory. On the marker board they were putting hot charcoal. And just before the bear came on the hot charcoal, they played the music. Music? Oh, he's hot, but I'm gonna stay here because it's only here that I receive. And he was dancing because he was avoiding the hot spot on his feet, but he was not jumping away because he said, I stay here because this is the only place where my stomach is filled. And he was dancing. So you must do the same in dog training. Everything you like the dog to do must become a place to be. A nice place to be, a place with hope, and when there is hope, then you can give a little bit obstructions, conflicts, and the animals will say, no, I continue because I want my money, and that's why I'm ready to accept a little bit stem from left. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's very important. Dog training is nothing else. The forced fetch is a table or whatever you do. Why is the dog staying there? Because the hope is to receive food, and that's why he's taking all your shit, all your manipulations. It's always the same. It's like we take shit, you in your case, from customers. At the end, we love our jobs, but
The boss.
we must live from our jobs. So sometimes we have people which are pain in the ass, but due to the money at the end, okay, there is hope. And to achieve that goal, we are ready to take a little bit obstruction, the conflicts, the discomfort. An animal, totally the same. That's why this is the place to be. You must create a place to be at your left side, and I like also the right side, because if my dog is here, he must not anticipate, he must wait on my command. Because if you always say foos, he will anticipate.
Yes.
And that's why I want him to be in the center, and then sometimes I'm telling him to go there, sometimes I'm telling him to go there. And that's the game. This is the place to be when I don't walk. And when I walk, I must create the same kind of place to be there or there, and later I put commands on it. Because the first time that I squeeze my dog, it will be at the right side. Why? At the right side, I call that my side where I will give the first unpleasant feelings. If he takes them very well, and if he has no problem with them on my right side, then I transfer them on my left side. The chance is bigger that my dog will not collapse together. That's the idea. So the same with the forced fetcher. We start with a finger, with a piece of metal, with a piece of plastic. Why? If we immediately go to the dumbbell and we do a big mistake, damage is done. The dog will, I don't like the dumbbell. So we only go to the dumbbell when the dog takes the system in other leather, plastic, glass, everything well. Now we go to the dumbbell. Then my chances of success are much bigger. So and that's it. That's done.